Manchester City manager Kevin Chapman sensationally quits moments after the biggest game of his managerial career. More to come on this breaking news story. Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, not to be confused with the Kevin Chapman of Manchester City, former Manchester City managerial fame. Obviously not the same guy, different tie, couldn't possibly be him. But yeah, breaking news, he's gone missing. Well, he's not gone missing, he's quit. And we don't know where he is. He was last seen storming away from the press conference at Hampden Park immediately after the Champions League final. It's an odd one. We don't really understand what's gone on. There are reports surfacing that it might all be to do with some kind of balls up where he forgot to press the record button when he did the FA Cup final and the Champions League finals. Something about him recording both episodes, lots of video camera, lots of animated, excited, miserable, ecstatic, indifferent noises and facial expressions, but no actual game footage. At this stage, we can't confirm or deny those rumours. What we can do is offer up some highlights of both games. So the FA Cup final up first of all, notable for rumours that it would be the final game in English football for both managers. Diego Simeone has announced his retirement from football and will be leaving Chelsea at the end of the season. So it is his final game, having just won the Europa League days before with Chelsea. Many years he's been at Chelsea, very successful run, lots of league titles, won the Champions League last season obviously as well. Been going all right for him really. And obviously, these rumours... do I have to stay in... I do. Okay. Rumours that Kev was going to be leaving Man City at the end of this season as well. Something to do with his son and or a World Cup. It's garbled nonsense and he keeps changing his mind. So we can't really keep track of what his plans are. All we do know is that the team he put out for the FA Cup final... The FA Cup vinyl is the as yet unreleased FA Cup song that he recorded, which may or may not see the light of day if this episode ever reaches 100,000 views. This is the team that he put out. Donnarumma in goal, Mateza, Murat, Semenov and Dolazal at the back, Koulibaly and Jans in midfield, Abalsamo, Tigana, Umputu in behind Xavier Zing. João Roberto not quite fit to play. He's back from his injury, but not quite match fit. Xavier Zing has been in excellent form, so he gets the nod for this game. So let's have a look at some highlights, shall we? So you join us in the 11th minute. Chelsea free kick, but it breaks with Tigana. Zing, ball out wide to Abalsamo. Abalsamo is running ever so slowly with it. Mateza, can he cross? He doesn't, but it comes back inside to Abalsamo, who does cross. It's a terrible cross, but Dolazal attempts to pick it up, but Chelsea intercept. Have they potentially got a break on here? Ball is lumped, cleared. Typical boring Chelsea, but Semenov intercepts. It's down to Jans, and Tigana is fouled, but Abalsamo picks it up. Can he work some magic? Recently crowned Young Player of the Year. The magic is not in the offing. It comes back to Mateza. Ball comes back into Jans, to Tigana, and the tackle is in again, but it breaks free to Abalsamo, and Zing is in, and Xavier Zing has scored on 12 minutes. Manchester City are 1-0 up in the FA Cup final. Could this be the shining end to Kevin Chapman's managerial career at Manchester City that he wanted? Oh, hang about, there's a penalty. The highlights are... Who's editing this? Highlights are a bit sharpish. They're 2-0 up. Ricardo Jans got a penalty. This is unheard of. We don't even know how it happened. It was a handball. It was a handball, apparently. And City are 2-0 up. And they're attacking again. This is ridiculous. This is Chelsea that they're playing. Dolazal with the cross. Chelsea struggling to clear. Jans is down, knocks it down. And Putu with the cross. And Zing is there. It's 3-0 after 47 minutes. It's fair to say there was pleasure at this point. Didn't bloody last long. There we go. There's more goals in this yet, as you can see from the bottom. You know, doing suspense the best I can, but got to work with what I've got. Where did the goals go though? Who knows? So Jans, ball up to Verelst, who came on as a substitute because why not? With 3-0 up. You know, let's have a bit of fun with it. We don't need to Don't need to worry about conceding goals or anything. That can't happen, surely. Oh, hang about. Chelsea have got the football. Ball comes into Carles. We all know all about him. Simpson, he's supposed to be an England player. What's he doing scoring against us? Koulibaly's got his head in his hands. Don't worry about it, lad. We know there's only 2 more goals in this. Bloody hell. Why didn't he press record? Oh, sorry, party line. He did press record, but there were technical issues. Okay. Chelsea, we have another chance to get through here. Umputu, what's he doing? Carles is in on 75 minutes. That's a bit of a nail-biter. But luckily, that's how it ended. Manchester City have won the FA Cup. For the first time in my not the same person, in his managerial reign. Very happy about all that. And yeah, doing highlights this way, cracking idea. Really glad we did this. So that was the double one for Man City for this season. A Premier League for the third seasons in a row. I mean, the professionalism on this has really gone downhill. Premier League has won for the third season in a row. Won the FA Cup as well. Done a double. Huzzah. But there was that little Champions League final to come. And all those rumours of what would happen afterwards. And no one knows yet. Should we have a look at the teams that were played? These were the teams that were... What's going on? Why is it loading highlights? We don't want the highlights yet. We want to see who was in the team. Oh, for goodness sake. So this was the team for the Champions League final. Very little changed from the FA Cup. When I say very little, absolutely nothing. It's a team that's just battered Chelsea. Why not play it again against Paris Saint-Germain? Obviously, we've got Xavier Molina in the Paris Saint-Germain side, who those of you who were watching the European Championships last summer will remember. Other than that, no. Where's Van Inzerillen? He's not even in the team. Good, because he would have had a blinder. So Zing keeps his place up front. Jean Roberto... probably going to be disappointed, but you know, Zing's been in the goals. Why wouldn't we play him? Let's have a... Talking of goals, shall we have a look at them? So, Paris Saint-Germain with the goal kick. It's up to their wide man, but Mateza, in his final appearance for Manchester City, wins the ball back. Can he intercept again here? I mean, look at this. This is glorious fullback play from Mateza. It's out to Donnarumma, and Donnarumma is, I don't know, dribbling it all the way. Who knows what's going to happen? Tigana to Koulibaly. Umputu, where's he going to put the ball? Tigana, I mean, look at this. He's got so much space in midfield. They're just not closing him down at all. Bit of a foul there, maybe, but Balsamo knocks it into Umputu, and Umputu has slotted Xavier Zing in, and it's 1-0 to Manchester City in the Champions League final after 26 minutes. This is getting so exciting. And, yeah, bit of a celebration. Xavier Zing. He's receding hairline, I've noticed. He's trying to go for the João Roberto look. He has been tutored by João Roberto this season. So perhaps part of the tutoring involves just sort of shaving the top of his head so he can become a hairless goal machine the way João Roberto is. Right, next highlight. We're on the 61-minute mark. Paris Saint-Germain coming forward with the ball. Matos crosses in. Oh, it's all a bit scary. Jan's trying to clear. What's Jan's going to do? Look at the nonchalance there, just to chip the ball up to Umputu, who knocks it into Koulibaly. Koulibaly with the ball over the top to Xavier Zing. Look at the strength and pace of Xavier Zing there. We're rolling that back. We need to... How do we roll that back? Oh, not that one. We're going to watch it again because it was beautiful. No, yeah, go on then. No, we don't want to go all the... Oh, for goodness sake. Who's in charge of this nonsense? So, fast forward... There you go. See, look, it's basically like having Gary Neville doing it on that big iPad. So, to continue, Koulibaly, ball over the top. Look, he gets the nod today, and look at the pace, strength, finishing. It's with the outside of his foot into the side of the post. 2-0 up. Manchester City are on the verge of a Champions League victory. Xavier's in with his 22nd goal of the season. Exciting stuff. I don't know why the cameras come all the way up here for this highlight. And Paris Saint-Germain... lump it for, but Osborne clears. We're in 81 minutes now, so there's only 10 minutes left. Paris need to do something quick to get back into this game. They did do something quick to get back into the game. But again, those of you who've managed to just have a little look at the bottom of the screen know that was the final goal of the game. Manchester City have indeed won the Champions League, and as proof that the unnamed man has left the club, there you go. How do we see that? Where are we? How do we look at my history? His history, not my history. There you go. resigned as manager of Manchester City after a Premier League win, an FA Cup win, and a Champions League win. How do we? Is there like a nice little trophy cabinet on it? That's what we want to see, really. I mean, why don't they have a trophy cabinet? It seems silly that there's not one. I mean, look at these crazy transfer fees we've been paying. This is why I've quit, because this is just mental. The amount of money that changes hands at this level. But yeah, focus now becomes on England and deciding what to do next. We've heard rumours that there might be some top European jobs that the man himself is going to explore. Failing that, there is a rumour that his son might be about to take on a lower league job and start his managerial career. We don't really know what's going to happen. And breaking news just I think we have managed to catch up with Kevin Chapman as he's leaving Hampden Park. Are you not seriously not going to leave me alone? Come on. I didn't go to the press conference. That should tell you everything you need to know. I said when I arrived at City that we were here to win things. We won everything it was possible to win. I'm done. We've got the World Cup coming up. I'm concentrating on that. I don't have time for this anymore. You know, we've won the league 3 years in a row. We've won the Champions League now. We've won the FA Cup. We've done a treble this year. You know, who'd have thought it would be possible for a team from Manchester to win the treble, to come back from 2 goals down against Bayern Munich in injury time in Europe? I mean, it's unprecedented feats for a football club. And to be a football club from Manchester and do that as well, that's a big, big thing. All will be revealed in the coming days. I've got my press conference for the International League coming up. I'll say everything I need to say from there. For now, I just need to get away for a few days, join up with the England squad. Matt Kilgallen's been trying to ring me. I need to speak to him, let him know what's going on. Imagine what it's like for him. I've got to go. Is there any truth to the rumours this whole charade is just because you forgot to press record? I mean, that's just ridiculous. I don't even have to stand for this kind of nonsense. I've had enough. I'm away. Can't be doing with this rubbish. Hold on. Should we hold on. Look, we're gonna Superman pose, not Superman pose. We're just gonna look. It's me all along. It's Kev. Who'd have thought? I had you going there, didn't I? Honesty box time. I may have forgotten to press the record button for both of the finals. I'm going to blame my colour blindness because on Bandicam it puts a little number in the top corner of the screen, and it tells you. I think it's frames per second or something, and apparently it goes red if you're recording, green if you're not recording. But if you're red, green, colourblind, you sort of have to guess. I thought I'd guessed right, but for whatever reason I didn't check. I recorded the 2 episodes back to back last night. It was great fun. I was, half an hour sat in here recording the 2 games back to back, and got in the house after leaving the wonderful surroundings of my garage to edit it all together, and I'd recorded some brilliant, interesting bits of between the matches, but nothing of the actual matches themselves. And I was absolutely mortified. And because I resigned immediately, I resigned on the video. It was wonderful. But because I resigned straight away, closed the game, saved, and there was no way to get it back. There was no way to replay the games and do it all on camera. I tried my rolling save. I think it's set to 2-week or 4-week rolling saves. But because we've done so many episodes back to back lately, with the Champions League run and the FA Cup and the Premier League run in, there's not been a long play period between games, so the autosave hasn't been kicking in because I've never gone that 2 weeks in game without saving and exiting the game. So my last autosave was back in April, and for a minute there I did think, well, do I just play it all back from April? But then that takes us back to the quarterfinal of the Champions League. There's no guarantee we'd even get back to the finals again. It would delete Umputu from history, which we can't have that, and it would have just got into a whole heap of nonsense of having to replay games and to try and get to the finals. So in the end, I hold my hands up. I am an idiot. One learns from these things. I mean, I've just had to sit out on my driveway with a video camera at 7 o'clock on a Friday night, filming myself for this. That was my punishment. My neighbours think I'm an absolute idiot, but I feel suitably punished now. The plan from here, we've got the England stuff tomorrow. Hopefully that'll end up being a 2-day thing, because we'll hopefully beat Italy in the semi-final of the International League and get through to a final, maybe win a trophy with England. I am applying for jobs, nothing in England. Obviously the Chelsea job is available as well now, and part of me's thinking, maybe, but I think I'm done with the Premier League, certainly on this manager profile. There's a few jobs in Spain and Italy and Germany, nothing particularly interesting at the moment. I think we're going to wait until like mid-June when everyone starts retiring and see what comes up from retirements. If there's nothing that takes my fancy, my plan is to continue with this manager profile with England, at least through until the World Cup, which, as you can see from the bottom here of the screen, if I've got, I don't even know if I've got the screen on, this might just be me chatting to the camera, but the World Cup's a year away, so I'll carry on with this manager profile for a year at least to do the World Cup, and maybe a job will come up next summer that'll interest me again. But if no club jobs take my fancy, we'll call it a day on this manager, but not on this save. My son, David Chapman, also the name of my dog, will take over in like Blue Square South or whatever it's called now. It's not even that anymore, is it? Vanarama, North or South. To be honest, it'll probably be Bolton. I really like the sound of Bolton. And if we were playing with the rules that I played this time, we can assume the son is living in a granny flat on my mansion in Manchester, so Bolton's probably the nearest bottom tier club to his house as well. So he'll start off at Bolton, and I think if I go to Bolton, which I am tempted to, it seems exciting, we might do things a little bit different, and David's way of proving that he was a far better manager than his dad ever was. We'll have none of this getting to the top by moving around different clubs and taking over a big Premier League club. David's going to take Bolton to their highest ever Premier League position, which I think they finished third in the past. So from 18th, they finished in the Blue Square North this season, or the Vanarama North, or whatever you want to call it. So it'll be quite good fun and a long journey probably. We're talking at least 15 seasons probably to get them back up to the Premier League, unless I've suddenly become really good at this game, which, you know, you've been watching, you know that's not happened. So that'd be quite an interesting little challenge that will keep us going for a little while. So apologies for the fact I've not been able to do these episodes the way I wanted to do. I am genuinely gutted. It is just so disappointing. Why it couldn't have happened from one of those meaningless league games at some point, and I am genuinely disappointed, but can't be helped. Hope you enjoyed the episode anyway. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more, and thank you very much for watching. And I am serious, I'll record a song if we get 100,000 views on this episode. It's not going to happen, obviously. I've never gone above 10,000, but you know, one can but hope. And if me singing a song, I mean, I look a bit Vegas singer styly with the old shirt, and I might dress like this when I do it. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you tomorrow for the International League.